Hey everyone, welcome back to another market closing live stream. We got our Topo Chico ready to go because, well, Tesla's over $760 at least the time of this recording. So if it's lower later, it happened. Yes, that does mean Lauren is extremely excited because she's had a lot of confidence that it would happen because I told her when it was at 6:30, I go, don't worry, we can get that new house when it gets to 750 as long as it happens before the end of April. There's no way Tesla's not going to 750 before the end of April. We made this deal live. It happened. It's April 13th, and it happened. All right. I don't really want to move, but this has made it to where I have to agree. I made a deal. Now I got to stick with it. So that's what will be happening. Tesla is at $760 per share. It is up 8.3% in the day. This is starting to make us wonder, is this the start of the next 21-day bull cycle for Tesla? Who knows? Is it? Is it not? I don't know. But what I can tell you is I think Tesla's a little pissed off that it ran away from our W here. See, we had a deal. We had a deal that Tesla would hit 750 in accordance with this W. Tesla stuck with the deal. Look at that for a while here. Hit. We had 4 days in a row of it matching our W. Pretty much exactly the way we predicted it would happen 2 days before. Or actually, it was 3 days before because we posted on Twitter. Anyway, it diverged. And now it feels bad. And it's coming back for us. It's coming back to pick us up. Which is really awesome. One thing that I do have to do before we go deep here and really get started is I've got to ask you for a favor. Please go to Twitter. Check this tweet out here. So I tweeted, honored Kevin O'Leary hung out with me for an hour and 48 minutes, some of the most informative 108 minutes ever. It was really fun, super exciting. And what I'd really love, if I could bug you, is maybe retweet this. Because you'll see, I tagged Kathy Wood and Elon Musk and said, y'all are up. The YouTube stock and finance community is calling for you. Meet Kevin, then with the little cowboy and rocket ship. So we got to retweet this to get Elon or Kathy or both. Let's get both on. I think it'd be really cool. All right, let's focus. So what do we got? On the watch list today, we've got blockchain, right? Blockchain up a good chunk here. We are up 12.36%. Obviously, as Bitcoin goes up, we definitely see that go up. I wish the new house was in Texas. That'd be awesome. That would be a free house in Texas in that case. So, but anyway, Riot Blockchain up 12.3%. Bitcoin also moving up nicely. I want to say Bitcoin's it's kind of stuck at that new resistance level of 63,000. It's at 62,846 right now. We've got Cloudflare on cybersecurity, possible threats up 12%. And it's so weird because this aired on Sunday evening. That Jerome Powell said cyber risk is the biggest risk. And it really wasn't until today, a whole day late, that we actually started seeing cyber move up a lot more dramatically. Really good move here on Cloudflare, though it is relaxing a little bit going into the close. Roblox, its first real rally. Let's listen to this for a moment because it's on Coinbase.
A number of other companies doing what Coinbase is doing. And in fact, that could ultimately pressure the margins and those fees, those juicy fees that they're getting out of crypto trading. Do you see that happening like it did with stock trading?
Right. So we definitely have seen a target of 96% of revenues coming in from retail trading for Coinbase. But the fact of the matter is the stars really aligned for this direct listing. I mean, Coinbase could not have timed it better. Just taking a look at the macro view, Bitcoin's hit an all-time high today, and gold products have seen tens of billions in outflow, while crypto's seeing inflows at an all-time high. And all this, of course, has been reflected in Coinbase's numbers. I mean, to start, there's $90 billion in assets on the platform. Coinbase reported over 56 million users and over 1.8 billion in quarterly revenues just in Q1. And so to put this in perspective, this means that Coinbase is on track to do more in net income and revenues than any US exchange, including NASDAQ or CME.
Jeez.
When you look backwards, over the last 3 years, let's say, I mean, obviously Coinbase hasn't been listed yet, but were it to have been, would you have made more money by investing in the platform over the last 3 years or in Bitcoin itself?
Right. For investors, what they've historically been looking at are the crypto assets and the crypto asset class. But what I'm hoping happens with a successful Coinbase listing is that they look beyond the crypto asset class into the infrastructure companies that are being built now that are creating trillions of dollars worth in value. They're going to be valued at astronomical figures and are frankly eroding the market share of legacy financial institutions today.
You've heard the skeptical argument, and it's really around not just Coinbase, but the whole crypto Bitcoin surge lately, Suna, and that is we are awash in liquidity and stimulus, and that's boosting all assets, including stocks. And in another environment, this would all feel very differently. How do you respond to that?
Well, Bitcoin itself was created for this exact reason. You're looking at 0% interest fees. I mean, the entire thesis of crypto is well positioned to be used and leveraged in an ecosystem like this. And I truly don't think it's going to get any better. And so we're going to see more crypto companies that are building to help on-ramp the next 100 million users into crypto and be exposed to this new financial paradigm.
Do you think more mainstream Wall Street firms will get in on what Coinbase does? And is that a threat or does it?
CNBC is really pushing this narrative. I mean, Sarah Eisen, Jim Cramer, everybody's pushing this narrative that competition's going to be bad.
Retail, if you are an investor that's just heard about Bitcoin and you'd like to make a purchase, there's the retail offering, there's Coinbase Pro, if you're a more sophisticated trader. And now more recently, if you're an institution or corporate looking to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet, you can now use Coinbase's custodial and institutional offerings. And truthfully, I think the pie is so big. We're only really in the early innings of what the crypto industry will be. We've seen at our firm, we've seen the startups building around this as well. I do think that there's competition and it's only going to grow more fierce over time.
Sure.
Suna, thanks so much for joining us. Much appreciated.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Up next, Boeing marches higher.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's weird. Why is CNBC so negative? This morning, Jim Cramer's like, I don't know, direct listings, I don't know. When there's uncertainty in the market, it tends to overprice these or lack of clarity in the market, which potentially you get with a direct listing. You tend to get overpricing of a stock. It's suggesting that Coinbase will be overpriced when it comes out. That'll be too euphoric. You've got, I mean, how many times are we hearing them say there's too much competition? This is bad. I mean, it's almost kind of like CNBC is doing whatever they can to talk down this Coinbase launch. It's actually a little odd, just in my opinion. In the meantime, the market otherwise, which we'll come back to some more Coinbase hunting here in just a moment. In the meantime, let's go ahead and keep an eye on what's going on over here. Riot is now up 13%. Cloudflare up 11.4. Roblox up 8.75. We've got some more green candlesticks coming in here. Even on Tesla, we're at 761 on Tesla, up 8.4% on the day. Palantir, folks, look at Palantir move. Oh my gosh. What did we open for today? We opened... Oh my gosh. We opened and red candlestick down to 23.13 this morning. We are up over $2 per share on Palantir right now. We're at 25.18. Here we go. Is this potentially the start of that big Palantir run as it's moving with all of these sectors or these other stocks over here? Or is this just a lot of froth getting built up for that double click event tomorrow, which oftentimes we see these events turn into buy the rumor, sell the news events. So we'll see. I do plan on covering the double click event tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. So that way you get that. Hopefully you get that notification. You might not get a notification. Check back sometime tomorrow morning around, I want to say it's 11 Eastern. And if I can stream it, I will stream it. Yeah, 11 Eastern tomorrow, 8 a.m. California time. Clever up 747. Tilray, look at this. We got cannabis coming back after a sell-off. Moderna obviously kicking butt with the success of mRNA vaccines over the traditional style of vaccine, which is what Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca are both having problems with. You've got Sundial. Sundial is actually up 5.8% today. You've got Ethereum up 5.6% right now. Ethereum running about 1% hotter than Bitcoin. Actually trying to figure out where Bitcoin went. Ethereum, there it is. Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin's at about 4%. Ethereum's at 5.6. So we got about a 1.5% spread there on Bitcoin to Ethereum. Zoom up 6%. Sundial up. CRISPR Therapeutics finally some green. DocuSign's up. Upwork's up 4.6%. Invite 4.4%. Nano Dimension finally turning around a little bit again, 4.4%. Shopify 3.5%. Etsy 225%. Wow. Etsy kicking butt. Look at Arcimoto finally coming out of the grave or back from the dead here. Arcimoto finally getting a little bit of needed green again. It's been red for the past month, just red. And if you take out the few days it was green over the between March 8th and 12th when we had a little bit of a brief recovery before the W dip, it's really been Arcimoto's really been down for about 2 straight months here. A pretty bearish market there on Arcimoto. Rocket Mortgage up 3.17%. Unity's up a little bit, 3.17%. Also trying to recover here from a big sell-off over time here at Unity. Pretty low. Not under IPO price, but still pretty low. Ubiquity's coming back. We got Peloton up 3% on the day. PayPal up almost 3%. Apple, Nikola 2.45%. Snowflake, Twitter about 2.4%. Redfin 2%. eBay's at 1.85%. Beyond Meat's even up. Salesforce, HelloFresh, XL Fleet, and Hyliion are up 1.5%. Wow, it's a good day. Domino's almost back to $400 a share. Voyager, oh my gosh, Voyager went positive. Wow, with the Coinbase direct listing hitting up tomorrow to where we should be able to buy that on Robinhood and Webull tomorrow when it opens. This is pretty incredible to see Voyager having not only a pretty large sell-off in the day, but then a very nice recovery towards the end of the day here. Enphase is actually green today. My goodness. 153 on Enphase. Microvision up. Arclight up fractionally. Now we're getting into the fractionally up shares like CCIV barely up. Pinterest barely up here. Tattooed Chef is at almost $19 a share. Almost. I do think it's cheap under 20, but whether or not it's cheap for a reason, I think is up to you. Zom getting burned. Down 9% here. Rite Aid. Ooh, Rite Aid reported today. Did Rite Aid miss? Oh, we're going to have to look at that. Hold on a second. Let's look at the news here on Rite Aid. Rite Aid. Rad? Oh, I didn't know that's what the ticker symbol was. Rad. I actually kind of like that. I mean, it makes sense. Oh, no. They're reporting after hours. Okay. Earnings previews today. All right. Well, we'll see what happens at the pharmacies. It's possible that some negativity is being built in because of this Johnson & Johnson delay here. Shift Technology down 4.5. Looks like some more SPAC selling off here. Matterport down 3.18. I don't think any of these are have a particular reason. I understand recovery being down, like Macy's and Nordstrom. I understand them being down due to the Johnson vaccine, Bed Bath & Beyond. But EXPI, Gores, the Matterport SPAC here, Shift. I don't think there's a real reason for these all to be down today. But sometimes they trade down with with whatever stocks are down. No, I think it's part of the SPAC attack. ChargePoint 2.3, Fuel Cell Plug. These guys also down about 1.25%. Blink down 1.6%. The Chargers have not been that good over the last maybe 4 days, 5 days. Lemonade pretty flat, right around 90, down about 0.5%. Walgreens down 0.15%. Target pretty flat as well. So that gives us kind of an overview scope of the market here. Tesla really holding on steady to that 161 number here. Pretty impressive hold on here. Let's see Palantir. Let's take a peek at Palantir. Palantir's had some big volume spikes. Yeah, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the 5-minute chart on Palantir. Oh, wow. Look at that volume that came in over here. That's incredible. I mean, in a 5-minute period, we were doing probably an average of about 250,000 shares, somewhere around there, 250,000. All of a sudden, in a 5-minute period, we're doing over 1 million shares on average here. And that's really what's pushing Palantir. It's honestly probably because of the double-click event tomorrow. People want to be in on this, in on the news, or in on the rumor, I should say. Tesla has actually not seen that volume explosion. It's just seen solid growth here. I mean, it just hit 162.50, a recent all-time high, certainly in the last 2 months. I know you're not super bullish on PaySafe, but it was announced that they are the issuer of the Coinbase crypto card. Well, that's exciting. I think it's more of a reason for me to be interested in, I hate to say it, but Coinbase than PaySafe. Although I do think, as the ship rises, so does the dinghy, right? I'm making up my own quotes now.
That's right. Take a look at shares of Spotify gaining about 6% on the announcement of its in-car entertainment system. Now, this is the first time that Spotify is called a device. This is called Car Thing, and it's available for free to Spotify Premium subscribers, and it's really designed for
that's smart
older cars, so it's harder for them to stream normally. Now, Angie shares also skyrocketing nearly 15% after that company reported stronger than expected 31% revenue growth in March, with particular
that Spotify move. Very, very smart. Spotify. Let's see here. Spotify. I don't know why I can't get the darn thing up. But I do want to see what's going on with the stock. For some reason. Oh, there it is. Yeah, up 6.19%. That's really good. I mean, that's a great idea. How's Spotify been doing? Spotify's actually has fallen kind of out of favor over the last 3 months. Take a look at the day chart on this thing. Look at this day chart here. The darn thing is really selling for November levels here. Slightly higher than November levels, but it's given up all of the gains from earlier this year. Yeah. Tesla, on the other hand, look at that. Still going. This is incredible. 844 right now is the percent gain on 761. Little tiny bit of a red candlestick popping in over here, but wow. Good job, Tesla. All right. Look, NIO's even moving up here. Very cool. So NIO sort of sympathy playing Tesla. Someone says they sold Spotify yesterday. This is a problem with selling. It's timing sell. Like, it's always what happens is you end up selling, and then like the next day they have some groundbreaking news, and it's like, really? That's all you could say. It's kind of annoying, but hey, it is what it is, right? Okay, so Palantir. I want to look at Palantir's news really quick. Let's just look at the Palantir news section quickly here. Individual news for Palantir. So Chairman Thiel hints that Palantir could reign in Bitcoin. What? Okay. What's this talk? Let's see what this is about. Yeah, Riot's kicking butt today. Terrible product. Then you will have to use Spotify, who killed Joe Rogan. Oh, you really think that? Think they killed Joe Rogan? Oh, this is a Seeking Alpha article. Okay, fine. I'll pull it over. I mean, in fairness, and maybe I'm just too stuck with YouTube, but I have not transitioned over to Spotify to watch Joe Rogan. And maybe that's just me, because I'm just so used to using YouTube. Okay, I'm trying to get this article. What is this? Palantir could reign in us. Okay, so let's just do Palantir then. Palantir. All right, let's see if I can pull this up here. Palantir. I don't see it. I don't see that headline. Maybe we just Google that one. Chairman Thiel. Okay, Peter Thiel. Okay. Palantir Bitcoin. Oh, there we go. Well, here's the Seeking Alpha. Okay, so it is a Seeking Alpha. All right, here we go. Last week, Thiel claimed that he is a Bitcoin maximalist while simultaneously warning about the threat that Bitcoin poses to the dollar's position as a reserve currency. While there's no publicly disclosed link between the program and Palantir, the IRS is scanning Bitcoin transactions under Operation Hidden Treasure. The IRS uses Palantir to find tax evasion. Whoa! Okay. Palantir's data governance technology could provide a privacy-balanced compliance solution to Bitcoin in a more stringent regulatory environment. This would cement Bitcoin as an open-source alternative to the digital yuan. Earlier this year, we discussed why Bitcoin could become a new reserve asset. I'm not going to read all of this. Hidden Treasure. Director of the IRS disclosed a program known as Operation Hidden Treasure while speaking at a tax conference. This program is headed by an emerging threats mitigation team inside the IRS's Fraud Enforcement Office. Okay. These transactions are not anonymous. We see you. Oh, God. It's worth noting that Palantir has been working with the IRS since 2013, a relationship that it has expanded since 2018. Specifically, Palantir helps the IRS target tax evasion. While there has been no public disclosure that Palantir's software is involved in Operation Hidden Treasure, it certainly raises eyebrows that Palantir's chairman advocating for Bitcoin maximalism and at the same time suggesting it could be a financial weapon that the governments need to take a close look at. Oh, indirect linkages. I love it. Love the rumor. I really like the rumor. I wouldn't buy Palantir because of just that rumor, but as an owner of Palantir, I've got a good stake in Palantir, as part of my portfolio. Oh boy, I think it's somewhere like 3.5%, 3.5 to 4%, something like that. It's a good piece. Yeah, that's not a bad rumor. That's a very interesting rumor. And I mean, think about it. All they have to do, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, but once they link your social security number to your Bitcoin address, it's over. Literally everything you do is public record. Literally everything. It's incredible. It is incredible. So let's see here. All right. Okay. So let's see what else is going on. All right. So, oh my gosh, Tesla 759. What is this? We gotta mouse it up. Mouse it up. Pump it. Push it. Let's go. Okay. Neo's really been it's really been the entire EV sector that has just been burned lately. The entire EV sector has just gotten wrecked. But it'll be back. EV is a sleeping giant right now. Even the newer companies, it makes sense that they're selling off more of the newer EVs. The newer EVs are even less certain than like a Tesla, right? So it makes sense that Tesla will lead the charge back. So no surprise really here. Okay, let's see what news we got. All right. Okay. Wow. Future. All right. Fine. Let's go over here. SEC cracks down on SPACs. Do we care?
Or sweetener, if you will, early on in the deals. So what essentially the SEC has come out and said is that these warrants, which are issued to early investors and sponsors, while they've been treated as equity for accounting purposes for the longest time by these companies that are.
I'm gonna pause on this equity and warrants talk. Somebody just mentioned something. DMV has that data. What actually probably also helps is think about this. If you buy, I'm speculating here. If you buy a car, like a Tesla car, let's say, and you use Bitcoin as the down payment, and then you finance the car, technically you're providing your social and you're providing your Bitcoin address, right? Like, all the government has to do is start saying, hey, if you want to use Bitcoin to pay your taxes, sure, use Bitcoin to pay your taxes. Because as soon as you do, we get to capture your wallet address. As soon as you pay that DMV license renewal thing with Bitcoin, we capture your wallet address and we link you to your Bitcoin address. The more you use it, the less secure your Bitcoin wallet actually is. That's funny. Funny. Let's see if she can give us a bottom line on what she said.
The into SPACs.
I think what the context here is that the SEC, even going back to last year, really during the Trump era as well, at the tail end there, the SEC couldn't just ignore what was happening in this market. This has become such a big story on Wall Street. Almost, everyone is talking about one or has one or, is getting involved one way or another. And the SEC in particular over the past several weeks has been pointing out areas where people need to be particularly careful when it comes to SPACs. So just last week, the head of the SEC's corporate filings unit came out and said, hey, look, these SPACs, while they may result in a new public company at the end of the day, process isn't like an IPO, but you can't avoid securities laws. So he basically put everyone on notice that, this isn't an end run essentially. And the SEC has been kind of doing this, little by little. And this accounting issue that they raised yesterday is particularly important because I think it's specific and it also really goes at the warrants, which, as we were talking about, is really a central element here.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, look, if you change asset accounting at SPACs, you can have some potential issues on valuations for some SPACs. Makes a lot of sense. So let's see what we got over here. CNBC, Sector SOAR. They're going to talk about ETFs. 21 minutes to go until the close. Let's see here. I'm surprised we need to get some more. We need some more Coinbase coverage. That's what we need. Maybe we can read something on Coinbase. Let's see. Let's get some more Coinbase coverage. Coinbase. All right. Let's see. News. All right. Okay. Okay, so there we go. This is going to be good information too. So Coinbase is going to have 261.3 million shares. That way, if you want to do some calculating on market cap and that'll help. That's good to know. I got to write that down. I'm going to have a Coinbase video coming out later, but that's a good update. So fully diluted. Good. Okay. No real news there. Okay, let's go take a peek and just see the sticks here really quickly. And then we'll jump on over and we'll try to find some other news off the Bloomberg term. So it doesn't look like much has really changed here. Looks like we're pretty stable actually going into the close here. Looks like Tesla's pulling back a little bit, just pulled back about 5 points. We've got Riot still holding firm. Palantir now taking off a little bit, so even more than Tesla. Yeah, see, Tesla's kind of red candle sticking here, but Palantir is just marching on now. 8.53 here, 8.55. Yeah, bouncing around there a little bit. So really good run at Palantir. Bitcoin sitting around that 62.8 figure. Got that real resistance there around 63. Seems to rubber band back down over and over again. So let's go Coinbase. Let's see if we can get like a Barron's or something like that on this effect. All right, let's read for a moment about the Coinbase effect while we wait for a little bit more info. So apparently I need to sign in. Okay, fine. Fine, we will do that. Coinbase tomorrow. It's gonna be a big day tomorrow. Like it or not, investing in Coinbase or not, you're gonna hear lots about it tomorrow. All right, here we go. So what do we got over here? The Coinbase effect shows the company's importance and how it could diminish. See, I don't know. What is it with the mainstream media doing this? Coinbase has you doing calculations on Excel. Yeah. All right. So the promise of cryptocurrencies is that they have no gatekeeper because control over them is decentralized, but there is at least one gatekeeper. Geez. Hello, Apple. At least one gatekeeper that can make or break digital assets. Coinbase, the dominant U.S. digital asset exchange, plays a big role in cryptocurrencies. Okay, let's see here. The Coinbase effect. Here we go. The Coinbase effect, though different in some key aspects to the role of the S&P 500. Okay. So they're making this argument here that Coinbase is almost like putting Bitcoin into an index fund. It's kind of like getting Tesla into the S&P 500. Big day, in other words. Hold on a second. I want to hear this on Palantir.
When we come back, are you
Nope.
ready for it? Apple officially announcing its next product event, when it's taking place, and what the company could unveil. It is the top performer in the Dow right now. That's next in the Market Zone.
New Apple announcement. Yay. Loving all my Apple stuff. I personally think the U.S. government is screwing their citizens over by making it more difficult / expensive to engage with crypto. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it seems like there's not a horribly great amount of regulation yet. All right, so Coinbase effect. That's a really interesting argument. Hadn't thought about that as its role as a gatekeeper here. Coinbase. Let's see here. Assets listed on Coinbase had an average gain of 91% in the first 5 days after a listing announcement. Wow. So it's almost like Coinbase is that index fund. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, that said, the number masks a wide variance in outcomes that is severely skewed by few outliers. Performance ranged from a 32% drop to a 645% gain. Removing the outliers, the average gain was 29%. Interesting. Yeah. When Coinbase decides to list you, it's a powerful branding effect. Wow. Yeah, it's a powerful company. That's for sure. I mean, there is going to be a lot to digest on Coinbase over the next, 24 hours here. Actually, probably less than 24 hours at this point. Mostly because it's, this is probably going to probably would happen sometime around 23 hours from now. All right, Coinbase. Let's see if we can see anything else. Coinbase. I don't know. Can we get do we have anything from The Economist on them? Squaring the next Coinbase's listing may break records. Hold on a sec. Let's see this from The Economist. What do they got here? Success of the cryptocurrency exchange is not guaranteed. A lot of negativity. I don't know if it's just to be like a warning shot for people or what, but a lot of negativity on it. The next big listing on Wall Street will be a disappointment, at least for cryptocurrency purists. When Coinbase, the marketplace for digital money, starts trading on April 14th, it will be on a boring conventional stock exchange and not, as might befit one of the world's biggest crypto firms, a buzzy blockchain. Oh, okay. Well, okay, sure. Yet for investors in the Coinbase, the flotation seems to be a hit. In contrast with regular IPOs, no new shares will be sold, and existing investors do not have to wait 6 months before they can flip their stock, meaning they can benefit from any early excitement and a high share price. And Coinbase's first quarter result, released April 6th, seem certain to generate excitement. Yeah, no kidding. Let me log into this really quick. Hold on a sec. 1 sec to log in. I want to see that. I want to see it. Log in. Log in. Okay, we're coming. Here we go. I want to see the rest of that on Coinbase. Oh, it's exciting. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's see. This goes into a history of it. The Himalayan valuation. Ooh. The Himalayan valuation could start to make sense if the cryptocurrency continues to thrive and if conventional exchanges do not get religion. I've never heard of that. Admittedly, two big ifs. Okay, so I'm assuming competition is the argument here again. Coinbase then might seem the best place to reap the rewards and become the center of an open financial system for the world, as its IPO prospectus puts it. For many of our customers, they simply think of us as their primary financial account in the cryptocurrency. Wow. Okay. Well, I think a lot of it's going to come down to their other offerings. We'll see. What is this? In fact, the firm's most dangerous rivals may be neither its peers, such as Binance and Kraken, nor conventional financial institutions, but those without a big organization behind them, the fully DeFi companies, like most cryptocurrencies themselves. Woo! Woo! All right. We'll see. Somebody says, Kevin, make an ETF. You know, I posted a video. Not a lot of people got this, but I'm selling this for charity. It's if you go to Rarible with an I, rarible.com/realmeatkevin, it is the buy the dip video is for sale for charity. The creator gets half, and then my half goes to charity. So if you're interested in the what's it called, the ownership of the buy the dip song, go check that out. Rarible.com/realmeatkevin. Okay, so where were we? Let's go see. What do we got over here? So they're on commercial. Fox Business is on commercial. Man, everybody got to go on commercial. We got 13 minutes left to the closing bell. Here we go. They're not on commercial. Let's see what they got to say.
Now we'll have 10 consecutive closes below 20. We have not witnessed that, so we're normalizing the VIX since February of 2020. So Mike is correct that in the month of March, you had established growth really kind of find their trough, and that lent calm to the overall market environment. There you're seeing the fall in the VIX, and you're now actually beginning to see some of the emerging growth stocks like a Twilio, like a DocuSign, like CrowdStrike or Cloudflare, Zoom. They're all 5 to 6% higher today. So emerging growth is actually participating as well as we head into earnings.
Do you worry at all, Joe, that it's the calm before the storm and that it kind of sign that we're all a bit too complacent, or not?
Wilf, tell me when the size of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, which is now $7.7 trillion and is actually continuing to grow. The Federal Reserve committed again today over the coming month to buy $80 billion in treasuries. When do we see the taper? When does the size of the balance sheet pull back? When I see that, that's when I'll be concerned.
Well, we're not even talking about it still yet. So no worries there. We're getting some breaking news on Microsoft. Eamon Jabbers with the details. Eamon.
Yeah, Sarah, that's right. The White House is now warning people who use Microsoft Exchange servers to patch those systems with 2 new patches put out by Microsoft. The White House putting out a statement now from a new official over there, the Deputy National Security Advisor for Cyber and Emerging Technologies, Ann Neuberger. Here's the statement from them. She says Microsoft released a set of Exchange patches today that are critical. We urge all owners and operators of Microsoft Exchange servers to apply these latest patches immediately. The U.S. government will lead by example. We are requiring all agencies.
Yeah, let's see how this pushes like a CrowdStrike or even Cloudflare. Well, Cloudflare not so much. CrowdStrike probably more. But I mean, really, any of these tech infrastructure platforms for computing integrate these benefits. Let's see here. It's actually not. I mean, we do have a nice movement of about 6.21% here on CrowdStrike, but not a big movement here. Definitely seeing a lot of action here with 10 minutes to go before the closing bell. We actually just saw Palantir almost actually hit some new highs here, some recent highs, 25.66. It is currently red candlesticking a little bit. And let's see here. Clever is still running 8.3%. We've got Tesla's at 7.58, a little bit of a red candle there. CrowdStrike, yeah, still red candle sticking actually at CrowdStrike. That's interesting. Let's go back to that news alert there.
And about U.S. intelligence agencies and what their role should be vis-a-vis the private sector. Should the National Security Agency, which is reportedly and by reputation the best in the world at hacking and detecting hacks, should they be involved in dealing with the defensive side of cybersecurity and warning American companies? Here we see an example that appears to be just that, something slightly new here, or more aggressive posture anyway, from the National Security Agency, going through the White House now and putting out this warning to companies saying Microsoft is now releasing these patches as a result of what the U.S. government told it about vulnerabilities in its software. Those patches are out there now for your IT team.
All right. And we're expecting Apple news, by the way, pretty soon on, as they had mentioned here on CNBC, we're expecting news from Apple on their next product announcement, which that should be pretty fun. We also do have earnings coming out today. We started earnings season yesterday, but let's go ahead and hop on over just to see exactly what we're expecting from earnings today. So we're going to pull that up. A quick reminder, if you haven't yet, if I could quickly bug you, just to check out the Twitter here. It would be awesome if I could bug you to retweet this right here, just because we're trying to see if we can get Kathy Wood or Elon Musk on. So if you liked the Kevin O'Leary interview, shoot a retweet onto this @RealMeetKevin on Twitter, and let's see if we can get some more attention there. So, okay, let's jump on over. Let's see. Oh, okay, show more. So what's earning reporting today? I thought Rite Aid was reporting today. Today's Tuesday. Well, when's Rite Aid reporting? Okay, well, I don't see it on the list here. So hold on a second. Let me jump on over to the earnings sheet. So pretty sure that Rite Aid was today. But let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it's Thursday. Thursday. I screwed it up. No, Rite Aid is Thursday. OGI was today. Pretty sure that was an AM move. And as far as Tuesday, okay. I mean, really, it looks to me more like we're going to be waiting for Wednesday. Looks like tomorrow is going to be a little bit more fun. So if we just erase some of these other things here, tomorrow we get First Republic Bank. So that'll be one of the first banking financials. And we get Bed Bath & Beyond. That'll be watched. Lovesac. Not sure how much that one's going to get watched, but those are going to be more. This is the start of earnings. So it'll be another fun earnings season, I think, or expect. So talk about the house, Kevin. I know. Now we got to actually really write the offers. Let's see. Did they announce?
Josh.
Sarah, circle your calendar. We have a date for the next big Apple event. It's going to take place on April 20th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific. It is a digital event, meaning it will be streamed online. Now, we don't know what Apple has planned here, but maybe the company could use this event to showcase new iPads. Reports do suggest that new iPad Pros are on the way with the company's newest, fastest processor. The iPad has certainly been a bright spot for Apple. In its last reported quarter, iPad revenue surging 41%. Other possible new products, perhaps refreshed iMacs or AirPods, or even those long-rumored AirTags. Back to you all.
Josh Lipton. Josh, thank you. Mike, interesting to see the stock move higher on this news, especially if it's about iPads, because hasn't the big bull case been the new iPhone 5G cycle? Hasn't that been the big mover?
It has, which is why I think that the stock reaction is also more about people looking for some catch-up trades in tech with yields down, a lot of things coming together. And yes, the announcement absolutely seems like a very short-term catalyst, but we had Apple up a couple percent the other day on no news. So I think it's of the huge cap NASDAQ stocks, it's probably the farthest from its all-time high, still 6-7% below. So I do think that's also filtering into what people are handicapping here, because we have no real clue.
I don't know about that. Apple, you mean from their highs? I mean, Apple hit a high of 145, but I'll tell you, 133 is still pretty freaking high. And Apple barely touched that 145 there. It's not like it was trading there for a long time. I don't think Apple has sold off much at all. I look at Apple, I'm like, no, that one's been pretty stable. I guess it's perspective when you own Tesla.
You're obviously witnessing an outperformance there. Personally, I am long Apple. I am long Microsoft. And a newly established position in 2021 is Alphabet. And that's the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
It's not bad either. Google's great. Absolutely great. I mean, obviously, maybe. Oh, wait, hold on.
After the close today, Leslie Picker's got a preview. Hey, Leslie.
Hey, Will, that's right. We're expecting that reference price to come in just a few hours from now. Now, remember, the reference price is not one where shares are actually exchanged for cash, but rather it's a ballpark kind of arbitrary figure for order demand to begin for that direct listing.
Right.
Now, usually the price tag for the reference price is built from a variety of inputs, notably where the shares have been trading in the private markets. For Coinbase, that figure was about $344 per share during the first quarter, implying a valuation of about $90 billion on a fully diluted basis.
Way
and that
higher.
would make Coinbase the largest direct listing by market cap, and it would be the NASDAQ's first direct listing, guys.
Leslie, thanks so much for that. Mike, I mean, you've been having a think about this and comparing it to some other listings back in the late 90s, and it just might mark the top in terms of margins for the business.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been commonly noted that, in fact, they have.
Hold on. Keep in mind, that valuation they just talked about, the 344 mil at 90 bill. And we talked about this in the course member live stream this morning as well. In fact, during the course member live stream this morning is when we called Lauren and broke the news to her that Tesla broke 750. That was super fun. 3 minutes to market close. But I want to make a quick note here that this $344 per share, $344 per share at $90 billion. Let me say that correctly. That's at pre-IPO pricing, right? Pre or DPO, direct listing. Yeah. So anyway, 344, I think is wishful thinking. Wishful thinking, because it does not incorporate Q1. And we talked about Coinbase a good chunk this morning as well. And I'm going to have some more detailed ideas coming out about Coinbase later. But anyway, you know, I would not be shocked to see the valuation of Coinbase go substantially higher. So this reference price, I think it has to come out with at least a 4 in the front, and I wouldn't be blown away if it was a 5. And yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be ridiculous. Do I think the valuation could double to where this comes out with like a 7? It's not impossible. It's gonna be nuts. I'll do some more numbers later because I've got some ideas.
Been talking about the NASDAQ perhaps approaching the old high. See what the chart looks like on a 6-month basis. And you see it's close. I mean, it's just over 14,000. It's got to get to 14,095 perhaps to get to that old high. So it's clear that parts of this market have been rebuilding, even as the NASDAQ 100 and, of course, the S&P 500 have been going to new highs. So was that just sort of a stealth correction for the broad market? Is that going to be a refresh? Or, in fact, are we going to have an issue finding buyers up at these high prices again?
Nope. No issues finding buyers. Have you seen Palantir and Tesla today? Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's not a buying day. Don't get me wrong. It's not a buying day. Today is the day you go to the beach and you just sit there and you go, yeah. And you know what you say? You say, I got fish. That's what you do. This is what I wore for the Kevin O'Leary interview. Oh, man. Whew. Okay, 15% on Riot. Congratulations to anybody in Riot. I mean, kick freaking butt here on the Bitcoin moves. We've got, okay, I need to get a second timer on this watch here. Oh, we've only got 20 seconds to the closing bell. Okay, so we're not at all-time highs on Riot, but let's go listen to the closing bell. I want to figure out if I can get seconds on my watch.
2, which should be enough for a record close. The Nasdaq's leading the charge with the major averages up a full percent and up a nice 0.7% so far this week now. Russell 2000 down slightly. So both the Russell and the down 0.2. S&P 500 up 0.33%, Nasdaq up over 1%. Utilities and consumer discretionary, the two sectors up more than 1% today. The worst performer, financials, on the eves of their earnings reports tomorrow. Banks just pulling back a little bit, Sarah.
That'll do it. Enough for a record close. Another record high on the S&P 500, despite that pause for J&J's vaccine. Welcome back, everyone, to Closing Bell. If you are just joining us, I'm Sarah Eisen, along with Wilfred Frost and Mike Santoli, CNBC senior markets commentator. Take a look at how we finished up the day on Wall Street across the board. The Dow closed lower by about 65 points, thanks in part to IBM. That was the biggest drag. Nike, Goldman Sachs, J&J, and JP Morgan, all the big losers on the Dow. Boeing was the biggest winner. As far as the S&P 500, closing at a new record high, up 1/3%. Utilities were the best performing sector. We did have lower interest rates, 1.62 your yield on your 10-year. That also helped technology rise to the top of the market. Helped the NASDAQ up 1%. The NASDAQ 100 closing at a record high. The NASDAQ composite not too far off itself. And the small caps a little bit weaker, thanks in part to what we saw in financials and industrials, some weakness, materials as well, all lower. We got a weaker dollar, stronger Bitcoin, and lower treasury yields. Johnson & Johnson, one of the biggest drags in the Dow after the FDA did ask states to stop giving the companies COVID-19.
All right, we're going to pull back. Let's go ahead and take a peek and see what's actually going on here. So love listening to the closing bell here. All right, so let's see what we've got. How did we end up the day? Well, look at this, folks. We ended up the day with Riot up 15%, not at all-time highs. We did hit all-time highs at Riot of 79.50, and we've been through some crazy ups and downs at Riot, but still doing very, very well. U-Time still, not at all-time highs either, but also consolidating way higher than IPO. We've got Palantir down about 0.5% in the after hours, but still up 9.25% on the day. So a lot of room there. We've got Tesla at 762, up 8.6% today, folks. That's a big day. I will not look. I will not look at. It's bad. It's bad. Don't look at your portfolio when it's green either. You don't look when it's red. You don't look when it's green. Basically, you just look when you need to buy or sell, and then you blind your portfolio too. You don't want to get manipulated by the numbers. They're just numbers. Look at that. Bitcoin running back over 63,000 with that killer of a lecture here. Oh. All right, let's see here. What else do we got here? CrowdStrike 6.0% today. Open Door 6%. Open Door came out of nowhere there, it seems like. Let's go back to watch list here. Yeah, there we go. Roblox. Wow. Roblox almost went up 10% today. Great moves by Roblox. Awesome. Palantir, Tesla, and Clever coming up. Zoom up on that Johnson & Johnson news. Open Door, Workhorse, CRISPR, C3 AI finally moving up again. Sundial almost over $1 again. Almost made it. Upwork 4.79. Invite 4.63. What else do we have here? Xpeng 4.32. Nano Dimension up. Neo still suffering. My goodness. Come on, Neo. Get it together. Total disrespect for the W we drew for Neo. And it's not even sad. Look at that W that we had. We had the W drawn. It tried to play. It lost. Now it's a loser. It's sucking. Yeah, well. Affirm's back to $70. Nvidia, gosh, 3% on Nvidia today. Nice. 3% Arcimoto. Peloton, 3% today. Incredible. Canoe had a pretty crappy day with the exception of the end there. Wow. Canoe, what did you do in the last hour? Yeah, look at that. Straight up. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, straight up on Canoe in the last hour here, really. Rallying right back nicely to about 919, 925 at a high there. Currently about 910. A little bit of a red candlestick there in the after hours, yeah. All right, what else we have here? We've got Etsy up 2.7%, AMC up about 2.7%, Apple 2.43, pretty flat in the after hours. We've got Twitter 2.16%, AMD 2%, Uber 2%, Snowflake almost 2%. Snowflake, by the way, folks, like if you're looking for something else that's like if you're really gung-ho about data and data analytics, check out Snowflake. They're still a little rich in my opinion, but they're way higher. Or sorry, way lower than where they've really been trading for probably the past 6 months. Maybe not a whole 6 months. I don't know. Let's see here. So they're at 237 now, which is lower than their IPO day. Lower than their day. Oh no, 228 was the day after their IPO day. They had a low day after their IPO day. 228, 235. They're basically trading at around IPO week right now. That's crazy. So anyway, GameStop announced, oh, what's this? Let's try to understand this. Thank you, Dade. Drank the Kool-Aid. Let's see what this is here. Oops. So what do we got here? GameStop announces voluntary early redemption of senior notes. Oh, really? Okay, so that way, okay, let's see. Irrevocable notice to redeem $216 million principal amount of 10% senior notes due in 23. Voluntary early redemption covers the entire amount of the original notes. Okay, the notes will be redeemed by the company using cash on hand. So they're taking $200 million of cash and paying off debt of its 10% senior notes, probably because that debt's really expensive. That's actually not a bad thing because they're paying off very expensive debt with some of the capital they've recently raised. Notes will be redeemed by the company using cash on hand at a redemption price of 100% plus the principal amount plus accrued and unpaid interest. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. No, that's actually not bad. That's not a bad thing. We'll see how the market responds. Sometimes the market knee jerks this kind of stuff, but to me, that doesn't sound bad. And yep, see, the market likes that. Market's up. It's flat on the day, which it had a worse day during the day, but it's actually up 2.2% in the after hours here. Okay. By the way, did y'all hear what Kevin O'Leary said on GameStop? You'll have to watch that. He had a good argument. So let's see here. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Okay, so let's see what news we have going on here. So let's pop on over here.
Clinical trials for vaccine. How unusual is it that you would get symptoms and problems like this outside of clinical trials when vaccines are put into the real world?
You know, it does happen sometimes, not just for vaccines, but for any drugs. As they start to get used in more people than in the clinical trials, you can observe some things. And the challenge is always figuring out, is it linked? What is the risk? Does the risk benefit balance tip in the favor of still using the drug if the disease is severe enough? And so those are all of the things that the regulators will be considering.
Stating this monstrosity of a central planning, grandiose Green New Deal infrastructure plan. My question to you is what you're going to do about it.
Very, very much politics on both. Well, mostly Fox Business right now. Let's see. Can we get some non-politics from Bloomberg? No, because there's a TV commercial at Bloomberg. Okay, fine. Let's go to the top news. Oh, let's look at the 10-year, and then let's go to top news on Bloomberg here. Let's see. Let's do the 10-year Treasury. Just see how that ended up for the day. Okay, let's see here. Line chart on the 10. So, oh, good. Nice settling down. Nice decline here. Oh, my gosh. Look at this plummet. Yes. Oh, folks, this is so good. Oh my gosh, that CPI data came in so well that it wasn't great, but it's so much better than it could have been that I'm actually really impressed. Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs today. It's like, oh, inflation wasn't that bad. Bitcoin rallies. Inflation's coming. Bitcoin rallies. It's like, what? No update on inflation. Bitcoin crashes. It's very odd. Who knows? Maybe that's a correlated thing that Bitcoin does well when people talk about inflation, whether it's going up or down. But this right here, very, 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 very good. If we go out a month, be a little bit more jumpy. Yeah, see, we've had these low points before. We've had these kind of crashes before. Over here and over here and over here. But look, I would rather have this, especially with the big treasury auction that we had today, than any of these highs over here. I mean, these are the things that create pain and blood in the market right here, right? This is the first time we had pain and blood in the market, more pain and blood in the market. I mean, it's been something else. If we go back 6 months, actually, rather, the first time we had pain in the market was right over here. The 19th through the 26th. Then over here, right before like the 8th, we had a lot of pain over here. Had a little period of cooling in the market actually there between the 8th and 12th. That coincides with when stocks were going up briefly. So we had that down of the W. Then we had that up in the W here. Then we had the down in the W right here. And then lately we've actually started trending up with this kind of trending or like skipping down, so to speak. Well, it's very good. Very good. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see if we can go back to Bloomberg. Yeah, here we go.
Blood clot. Just 6 cases and more than 6 million doses administered in the United States. But there is a pause, therefore, on the use of J&J, particularly in New York. And we're seeing that close down more than a percentage point. It was good news for the stocks of the likes of Moderna, of course, and Pfizer, which were going to also do some of the heavy lifting in terms of getting shots into people's arms in the United States. Very similar to what's happening, of course, in Europe with the AstraZeneca concerns. But all of that was not enough. Also, still see some risk taking. Sure, we saw a back off of the reopening trade. We saw the Russell 2000 fall somewhat. We saw, of course, down on the Dow. But what's hitting new great risk highs? It is Bitcoin, of course. All eyes on the direct listing of Coinbase tomorrow. Bitcoin at a new record, 63,000, as we see a new company enter the fray, Taylor.
Yep.
I really have to find my password, you guys.
What?
Let's keep working on that. In the meantime, JP Morgan set to kick off earnings season for the biggest U.S. banks. That is coming tomorrow. You've Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Bloomberg's Wall Street correspondent Sonali Bostic joining us now for a preview. What will be the key theme that we're looking at?
Yeah, it's interesting because you don't normally look at IPO fees to be a gangbusters, really part of their story, but you are seeing the biggest increases in those businesses at the major banks. You're going to see trading that could be higher at most of the firms, but somewhat sluggish relative to what we've seen the last couple of quarters, and loan growth that's lower. So, the question is offsetting, Taylor. Do trading and investment banking rise enough to make Wall Street excited again about these bank numbers when loan growth is so soft?
Let's say you see the board there, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, tomorrow Bank of America, Citi, rounding out with Morgan Stanley. Let's focus in on Wells Fargo because they're obviously kind of the outlier in terms of what.
Hey, while they talk about banking, check out what my new house number is going to look like. Check it out. That's what we got to put in front of the house, folks. Right here. I love it. Oh man. Should be 420.
Again after the asset cap for investment banking also. They're not that laggard when it comes to debt capital markets, and they could get bigger when it comes to equity underwriting and M&A.
Also, of course, we've got to be zoning in on what some of the key lenders or key banks say about Archegos, what they say about risk taking, and particularly as we saw
losses and risk. This is true. I mean, Kathy would mention too, there could be a big negative catalyst for, too many banks saying, "Hey, let's rein in risk." I want to do one more quick shout out here on the NFT. That if you are interested in the non-fungible token for charity, might have going to charity. The Buy the Dip music video is for sale on Rarible. Go to Rarible and then just type in, after all the stuff, Real Meet Kevin. So Rarible.com, Real Meet Kevin, and you'll see it there. All right, folks, let's see here. So let's jump on over and see what's going on in the after hours. After hours should have settled about 14 minutes after here. All right, here we go. So we've got after hours. Whoa, look at that spike on Microvision in the after hours. Nice. We're going to let that settle down for a second. Let's start over here at the bottom. Buzz ETF is up 1.55% on the day, but down 2% on the after hours. Wonder how that works on the ETF. That could just be temporary buying and selling there. Cannabis ETF costs. Etsy's actually down 1. Oh yeah, look at this. A sudden move there on Etsy here. Not sure if that's something substantiated or if it's just some kind of rebalancing happening here. Ooh, we can check. Let's see. Let's check really quick. Etsy. All right, what do we got over here? Lower real upper. No, I don't see anything here. All right, Hyliion down 1%. Oh, giving up its gains for the days. Well, Sundial back down 1%. Pinterest down 1%. Dropbox, Palantir. Oh, Palantir. Why you got to do us like that? CarPlate should be Tesla attendee. Oh, thanks for the compliments on the O'Leary interview. Hey, he's got some very strong opinions. Tough interview. I really enjoyed it. But he's also very respectful, so I love that. All right, what else we have here? There's Etsy. Okay, Etsy going back to normal here. Canoe 915 here. A lot of bobbing around on Canoe. Riot giving back about 1/3%. Big deal. Roblox giving a tiny little bit back. Yeah, this is nothing really happening here. Nothing happening in the after hours. There on the negative. What did Peloton do in the after hours? Did we see it here? I thought I saw it here somewhere. I must have bobbed around again. We'll just type it in. Peloton in the after hours 0.17 down, but up almost 3% on the day. Okay, increasing here. Microvision still holding on to some tendies here in the after hours. So not sure what just broke at Microvision. It's like at about 4:14 in the afternoon. Somebody got excited. I don't see like a massive volume. Oh, no, that is a big buy. It looks like somebody just bought. See, the volume went from like 50 to 100 to 200 to 11,900. And then it's kind of falling back down. So somebody's executing some purchases here. Could be an ETF. Sometimes you get funds that execute like this. Look at Matterport right there at that 1313 number. Yep, it's the number we were going for. It's where we drew the line. Mara Digital up only 1.86% today and 0.5% in the after hours. Not a big move there, rather. Let's see. Oh, well, thank you for the compliments there on the interviews. I see your comments here. Miami Walking, thank you, and driving tours. Hey, well, shout out to you. I gotta check that out when I come back to Miami. We did a Segway tour last time we were at Miami Beach. Boomer Kevin and Millennial Kevin. I didn't know he was 66. I looked that up. China. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. So let's see here. What else? Didn't do what with Sundial? Let's see. The interview was lit. Watched it twice. Wow, awesome. That's really cool. Thank you for that. MViz. Oh, okay. A new CEO for the next 3 years. That could do it. Yeah. New 8K on MViz. Oh, yeah, okay. That'll do it. Sure, an 8K will almost always move the stock at least a little bit. So, as investors got to price in new risks. Got to do their DD. All right, folks, let's see here. Okay, what else do we have here? We got to get some more retweets, folks. We're only at 380 retweets right here. We really got to get some more retweets. Although we do have 1,090 likes, we're at 381 retweets on the Kevin O'Leary shout out, but also on the hit up for Cathie Wood and Elon Musk. So if you want to see that interview, you're going to have to bump them retweets. All right, let's see what else is going on over here.
The CEO of Pfizer just tweeting some good news on supply, saying Pfizer's ramped up their production, can deliver 10% more doses to the U.S. by the end of May than previously agreed, for a total of 220, and supply the full 300 million agreed on for the end of July, 2 weeks early in the fight against COVID-19. Brent, this is going to put a lot more pressure on the mRNA producers, Moderna and Pfizer, to supply the U.S. and potentially the entire world. Can they do that?
Yeah, I agree. And look, Albert's a great CEO. He's done an amazing job, as has Moderna. I'm glad he made that statement today. But look, we need J&J. We need to have some of the traditional vaccine makers.
All right. We know we got enough about the vaccines. Okay, it looks to me like pretty much everyone is on commercial right now. I do want to look at this particular tweet here. What is this? Hold on. This is no. Okay. Never mind. I thought maybe there was something. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got for us today. Except for later when I do a Coinbase video and some other video, maybe. We'll see. Thank you so much for being here, folks. Really appreciate it. It's always fun and a blast. I don't know where the end button went, but we'll figure it out. And make sure to check out those programs down below. Stocks, Psychology, and Money. Build your wealth. Use that coupon code. Check out the other programs as well. You could bundle up using that code. Folks, see you in the next one.